was his main goal. He goes through the 5 types of jobs: blue collar, white collar, sales, traditional business ownership, and investing. And he talks about the pros and cons of everything. And he really just shows that network marketing is superior to everything else, in that you have no overhead, you have no brick and mortar business, you have no set in stone schedule, you have freedom to work anywhere you want, and just really really blew me away. The first chapter it's really, really good. But what I would like to do tonight is I would like to play an audience participation game. I would like all of you guys to help me create the ultimate business and tell me specific things that you'd like to have in that business and things you would like to avoid. Things you would like to have and things you would like to avoid. Now, I'm going to start off with my top 3. My top 3 things that I would like to have in the perfect business would be, number 1 is time freedom. Number 2, I want to do something that matters, something that I feel like I'm making a difference. And 3 is personal growth, something that I can come to, and I know the longer I work at it, the more I will develop, the more skills I'll learn. You know, some jobs, it's like you feel like you're just stuck there and you're kind of just dying, you know. Every day is just drudgery. And the 3 things that I would like to avoid is, number 1, no politics. I hate politics. I just it just bugs the heck out of me. And number 2 is no limits on how much I can earn. No limits on how much I can earn. And number 3 is no commute. I hate driving to work because it just takes so much time out of my day. So I'm going to open it up for some of you guys, and I'm going to take notes on what you say. So first, let's start with the negative things. What things would you, if you had your perfect business, the ideal career for you, what things would it not have, as far as, you know, no alarm clocks, no whatever? I'll open it up for you guys.
I don't want to be stuck someplace for 12, 13 hours of my day and have no control over when I come and go. Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to be stuck for 12 hours, stuck to a schedule, basically. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of at other people's beck and call. They kind of dictate when I can go to the bathroom and when I can and when I can eat, all of that.
Okay.
Do we just chime in whenever, or are we taking turns here?
Chime in whenever you want to. Let it rip.
Well, the 3 things that I come up with right off the top of my head was, I don't like competition with coworkers. You know, I don't like it to be a struggle where I'm trying to, like, for instance, if you're selling cars, you know, you got that competition with other salesmen. I don't want that. I don't want drama. I want, you know, in the perfect world, just rainbows and butterflies. I don't want to argue and fuss, and I don't want to dread my job. I don't want to, you know, get up in the morning and just dread having to go to work. And I work, I'm fortunate, you know, in a business, I want to be excited about it. You know what I mean? I want to look forward to what I'm doing, I guess would be the opposite of the dread. So that's my thing.
That's good. No competition, no drama, and not dreading what you do. Anyone else?
Well, I love being able to have passion for what we do with our farms, with the ID Life business. Both of those are things I'm very passionate about, I believe in. Makes you want to get up in the morning, makes you want to talk to people because you know you're changing lives. And getting to make money on the side, if you get to, is just a side benefit, a great one. I'm sorry, are we supposed to be doing the things we don't want?
Yes.
Well,
The negative things first. That's all right.
Well, all the things I don't want are the same things y'all have already said, so.
John, this is Scott. Sorry, I was just able to finally get on. What am I answering?
You're answering, we're talking about if you had your ideal business, right? The ideal career. What would it not have? As far as, for me, I said things to avoid would be no politics, no limits on how much I can earn, and no commute. So if you could think of your perfect career, your perfect business, you know.
I guess this isn't necessarily gonna, well, I don't know, I'll just say it. I have a lot of things that I want with my current job because of the freedom that I have and the decisions I get to make. But I don't like dealing with some of the people. But that's part of every business, and so you don't really get to pick and choose the people you deal with. But if you're stuck in a particular place where people are coming to you, you're going to have to deal with all kinds of people more so than if you're the one initiating and going and dealing with people. You get a chance to find out if people are interested and talk to those people, and folks that aren't, you don't have to stand around and listen to them complain about things they're not interested in. And so, I hear a lot of complaints at the golf course about different things, but I think if I could pick something that I would want to have, is I would want to be able to have a business that functioned and operated regardless of what I was doing. And that's a component that I don't have right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm running the kiln, it's running and it's working for me when I'm not there. And so this is another opportunity to eventually do that, so that no matter what I needed to do or what had to be done, the business is still producing, which maintains that flexibility for me. So that's what I would value.
Yeah. That's another great thing. I guess we can just go ahead and switch to the positive side now. One of the great things about network marketing is once you get your business built, you can leverage the efforts of hundreds and even thousands of people if you want to work that hard and build that big. You know, you can get a tiny percentage of many, many people's efforts. You know, and they're out there working even when you're not working. through residual income. That's another huge bonus to this. So.
Okay, so are we starting on the pros or the things in a perfect world that we would want our business to do?
Exactly right. Let it rip.
Okay. One with me, because my life is ever changing. No 2 days are ever the same. I need flexibility. I mean, that has to be a must in my life. The season I am right now, I've got to have something that's flexible that, if I have to change my plans for whatever the reason, that I can do that. And it's not going to cause, a plane to crash and burn somewhere. I need to make enough money that I want my husband to be able to stop driving a truck and be able to work the business, and both of us work together as a team and to be able to support our family with that. And the third thing would be, after we get to that point, that we have enough money that, if we see someone in need, that, we're able to help others. We know so many people that are struggling, that are in the same boat we're in, that live from paycheck to paycheck. And, so many times I wish that, I had a couple hundred to a couple grand just sitting aside in an envelope that, if I saw somebody in need, I could help them. So that's my 3 things.
Wow, that's good. Thanks. Thanks for sharing that. Anyone else?
Well, I guess it's just you and me tonight, John.
Sounds like it. Well, if no one else has anything to chime in, I can move on, but.
I already shared my why I love it.
I'll share, John.
Go ahead.
I think for me, after I've spent, it's been, over 20 years in the medical field. And, I've worked in ICU, I've worked in the ER, I've worked dialysis, and then the last 10 years on the helicopter. And Derek can probably, see, he probably sees some of these same things. It gets really discouraging sometimes when we're working really hard with these patients. We're trying to help them. They're trying to, they want to get better. And, we're coming in though, after everything's kind of crashed and burned, so to speak. And, I so often would see patients after they'd had a stroke, after they've had a heart attack. I've one patient, there's lots of them, but there's one patient in particular. I just vividly remember we loaded him on the helicopter, and he wasn't that old, pretty good sized guy, got him loaded in there, and he went into cardiac arrest just as we were getting ready to take off. He was having a heart attack, and, having to watch his family as we had to pull him back out of the helicopter and, take him back to the hospital, and he didn't make it. And I think about what we're able to do with ID Life is to help people, to give them hope, to give them a resource, because it's so confusing. You walk into the store and, okay, what do I buy? What's going to help me? What's going to hurt me? And so for me to have this tool that's based on research that we can go out and help people to try and improve their health, to give them the tools to move forward in that area, I just think is a huge, huge thing. It's a huge responsibility. John, you said it, at the meeting on Tuesday, how can I not tell people about this? And that's a big part of my why.
Yeah.
Well, prevention is, in dentistry, you go to the doctor or the dentist before you get the cavity to prevent it. We should do that with our health also. We shouldn't wait until, there's a catastrophic event takes place in our life or in our health world before we decide, oh gosh, I need to do something here. You know, I need to change my diet. I need to, you know, do this, this, and this. And everybody you talk to has a different opinion on what vitamin, what supplement, what diet you should take, what you should try. You know, so if you talk to 10 people, you got 10 opinions on 10 different things, and you really don't know what to do. And to me, that's why this is, you know, absolutely fantastic, because it's formulated specifically for each person, for their life, their medicine, their current health, wherever it is on the spectrum of very good to not so very good. You know, it meets it all. You know what I mean? It's not just geared for healthy people, or it's not just geared for sick people. It covers all the bases. And, you know, my brother carries around a quart jar full of vitamins. He's 74, and he takes a handful of vitamins twice a day. And I'm not exaggerating when I say a handful of vitamins. He don't have a clue, but every time he talks to somebody, they tell him, oh, well, you should be taking this too. So he'll go to Walmart and buy it. You know, ain't no telling how much money he spends a month in vitamins. And he, you know, ain't no telling how much his body is just wasting because it's too much or it's not what he needs.
Yep. Yeah, I know for me, this has become a passion that I can't turn it off. It's I feel like I'm doing you an injustice if I don't tell you about it, because I know what it's done for me. So, yeah.
Well, the hard thing is going to be, you know, the fact that it's not, there's a vitamin, you know, that it's classified as a vitamin. Everybody takes vitamins. You know what I mean? So it's not such a hard sell, because, you know, 80% of the people, probably everybody at some point, has taken a vitamin before. So it's not some foreign, you know, herb that the doctor is going to tell you not to take, you know, because it's going to clash with your medicine. You know, it's formulated to go along with your medicine.
Right, right. All right, well, I'm going to swing this thing all the way back around to more of the business side. I think that looking at all of the other careers, from blue collar is the Wikipedia definition of blue collar is a member of the working class who performs manual labor. So I look at our list over here of what everyone said they did want and they didn't want. And blue collar doesn't really deliver on that perfect career list. You know, you don't have flexibility. You can't really make enough in most cases. And most people in blue collar that I talk to, they kind of, they dread their job. You know, you see them on Facebook all the time. They're like, oh no, it's Monday. They just really, really struggle finding purpose in their life. And white collar doesn't really perform on the perfect career list either for me, because you have to deal with politics a lot. I know I tried a white collar job one time, and it was really tough because I wasn't very good at making the boss feel special like a lot of the other people did. And
Making the boss feel special. That's good.
Needless to say, I didn't last very long. But yeah, about 3 months I was gone. So white collar definitely, and sitting in a cubicle, man, that almost killed me. That definitely doesn't deliver on the perfect career. And sales is number 3. Sales, what I have against sales is not that it's a bad career, but network marketing is just better because you don't have to make the sale every day. Sales, you're starting over every single day. You go into work, you make a sale, you make that amount of money one time. The next day you go into work, you have to make another sale. So it's basically the same as every other job, because if you don't show up and do what you got to do, then the money doesn't come in, you know?
Right.
And traditional business ownership, number 4, traditional business ownership. This is, man, all of the entrepreneurs that I know, like I think about my boss right now, he's starting a business, and this dude works all the time just to make sure everything, all the trains run on time, everyone's doing what they're supposed to do. And he only has 5 or 6 employees, but it is a constant, I mean, it owns him right now. And to me, that doesn't fit my time freedom that I want to have, because you kind of have to, you know, people that have traditional businesses, they're kind of married to it, especially in the beginning. For the first 5 years, if it doesn't go bankrupt in the first 5 years, they have worked really, really hard.
Right.
And then the 5th one is investing. The 5th career choice is investing. And investing is super, super risky. Almost all of us know at least someone who's gone bankrupt trying to do real estate investing. They go in, they borrow a bunch of money, try to buy a bunch of houses and either flip them or rent them. And then cash flow doesn't come in like they thought it would. And next thing you know, it's all over, and the bank is taking everything that they own. And so investing doesn't really fit on my perfect career list either. And one thing I forgot to mention about number 4, traditional business, I read a statistic that to start the average business, the initial investment typically is $65,000. $65,000. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money.
That is a lot of money. And Eric Worre, his conclusion is network marketing isn't perfect. It's just better. Network marketing isn't perfect. It's just better. Why? Because it takes very little money compared to starting a traditional business. It takes very little money to start your own business.
Right.
So, and you can run it from your laptop, and that could be from your kitchen counter or from the beach or from wherever, which is a huge plus. You don't have any brick and mortar anything.
Right. Right.
And I mean, I basically do most of mine off my phone. So that's it. It just it fits almost all of the perfect career. Now, I don't know. I don't know if there will never be any drama. I don't know. There's probably still going to be some drama in network marketing. That's probably going to be anywhere you go. You're going to have to deal with some people. But as far as, it's not perfect either. Network marketing is not perfect either, but it's just better. It's better than all the other options. So that's basically the conclusion of the first chapter. of this book. And next week, we'll definitely start getting into some of the skills that it takes to be successful in this business. This first chapter was just kind of a introduction slash basically just helping you believe in network marketing, because you have to believe in the industry before you can be successful in the industry. If you don't believe that this is a good way to make a living, then you'll always be sabotaging your success, because deep down you don't really believe that this is a real option. You don't really believe that this is a legitimate business. If you don't have that belief, then it will never work. It just won't. So anyway, it's almost 9:15. We should be having Mr. Mike Unclebach on here in just a minute. Have you heard from him, Brian?
Actually, I'm here.
Oh, hey.
I've been listening.
All right.
So,
well, this is my first time
guys.
going through, but we're making it.
Awesome. Hey, if you're willing to be a student of your craft, then you'll get better. And that's what it's about. Just show up for work every day and get better. You know, I got people now think that I'm an employee at ID Life. I'm up at the home office so much they think I work there. They come up to me and I'd go on to, nope, don't work here. I'm an associate. Well, guys, I'm proud of you guys for getting together and committing to each other. It's awesome to have a group of people that work together. You'll see over time that the fact that you guys are doing this as a unit, you know, I just thought when I dialed into the call and it said there were 9 people on the call. So what immediately jumped into my head is a 9-stranded piece of rope. So if you know, you got one little piece of twine, you can pop it and break it. But if you take 9 pieces of twine and wrap them together and try to wrap it around your hand and pull it apart, you're going to cut your hand. You ain't going to break it. And you guys doing this stuff together, you know, you're going to have a bad day. You're going to have a bad month. You're going to have challenges. But if you stay together and you help each other through that, what happens is over time you wake up and not only will you have better success, but the group will have better success. So I tiled into this call, man. I was excited. You got me pumped up just when I saw there was nine people there. So let me give you guys some really good news. I'm sure most of you are aware that they extended the double business builder, right?
Yes.
Did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got through the 9th. So hey, double up on those business builder bonuses. But here's what I want to tell you guys. So you all know that on the 10th, you know, Logan's going to come out. We're going to start talking about the experience. You know, but what I want to tell you is I've known about this for a while, and so for the last couple of months, as I've been bringing people in, we were given some information. I've been able to quietly just kind of talk to people about doing their ID Life experience. And in your associate kit, you've got shake, you've got hydrate, you've got sleep strips, and you've got your ID nutrition. So I've been putting people on the experience now for a little while. Guys, here's what I'm going to tell you. It's cool to put people on ID nutrition and you get some pretty interesting responses, and oftentimes really quickly, but sometimes it takes people a few weeks or even a couple of months on ID nutrition. But when you bring people in and they start getting up every morning, they drink their shake and they take their pills and they drink a couple bottles of hydrate during the day, then they take their vitamins with their evening meal and pop a sleep strip. You get them doing all 4 of those things right out of the gate. I've literally had people that signed up last Thursday. We get their kit. We get them on it for a week. They show up at the next meeting. There is a visible difference in those people in a week.
Wow.
I mean, they don't look the same. And it's because, you know, we're not just doing one product. We're doing multiple products. We're putting multiple good things in their system. And so here's the mission. As you go through your book and you start working on your skills, okay, the mission is we're going to have one story, one message. We're going to talk about the experience. You have your product experience, you have your income experience, your business experience, and you have your personal growth and development. What's really cool is you guys are getting together and working on your business and your personal growth and development, which will affect the other things. So as people come in and they begin to have an experience on our product, and when you put them on 4 products, the experience is much accelerated. Well, they now have a story. Well, the best story is your story. But your story is going to relate back to the ID Life experience, your product experience, your business experience, your personal growth and development experience. Those may come at different speeds, but the fact that you can talk to people. Yeah, you're still here. The fact that you can talk to people about all of those things in your experience and tell your story, and as a group, you guys begin to create stories and you share each other's stories and you bring other people into your group. I'm not easily impressed. I've seen pretty much, I thought, everything there was to see in network marketing. We've had some real success at it. I've never been this excited. I've never been at a point where I'm just giddy about what's getting ready to happen. And, you know, just get people in front of the event on Saturday, start working on your experience, you know, as fast as you can. It's easy for me to spend your money, but, you know, I've been now for 2 months. I get up in the morning, I drink my shake, I take my pills, I'm drinking my hydrate, I take my pills, and my wife, and we've been doing sleep strips for 2 years. So, you know, sleep strip, I didn't have to integrate sleep strips. And you might say, well, I'm not having trouble sleeping. It doesn't matter. You don't realize how you're not sleeping until you do. You know, try them for a season. You know, here's the other thing, you know, I want to tell you guys, as you're doing this for your business, if the product you buy, you will buy in strips. Okay, so you buy the shake in the packets, you buy the hydrate, you buy the energy, all that stuff you buy that's in those individual packets. When I buy it that way, when I list my business expenses, those are all samples. You know, if you're keeping a list of people you're sampling, those are samples. It just so happens that some of the samples end up in my tummy. Okay? If you're actively out talking to people and adding people to your list, and I gave you the question last week, go out and when you're talking to somebody, simple question. Hey, at this stage in your life, which is more important, money or your health? Are you working more on accumulating money, or are you working more on making sure you stay healthy? People love to answer that question and talk about it. So when you ask somebody that question and you put those people on your list, your sample list. And if you've got a list of people that you're talking to and you've got their names and phone numbers and you've got email addresses, that's all you got to have to prove that you talk to people, you know. And so, guys, I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, I write off most of the product that I pay for because I've got a list of people that I've talked to. You know, you get 50 cents a mile everywhere you go. Your cell phone's write-offable. Your home internet now becomes a tax. There's so many reasons to do this business. You grow, as I think you guys will admit, you go through this book, you guys do what you're doing, you're going to grow personally here in the next few weeks immeasurably. You know, a week from this Saturday is the 10th. So it's going to be a great day. And I think it's going to be a real paradigm shift for the company. It's going to be a real focusing effort. So you guys couldn't be at a better time to be working on your skills. And, you know, as you come out of the tents, and going into the tent, everybody you can get in front of it, but coming out of it, when you start putting people in front of the experience kit, this is how we join. This is how we do. I think you're going to find that it's a much easier story to tell. I've been doing it for a couple of months now, and it's an easy story to tell. It's easy. Like I did the biz op. I've been doing the biz op at corporate now for about a month. And
what's the biz op?
Doing the business presentation. Sorry,
okay.
BP. It's much easier to go through the slide presentation and do the experience thing than it is the old way we were doing it, because people relate to it. The audience relates. They get it. Say, okay, I agree with that. That makes sense. Yeah, I'd do that. And then once you get people on it, being on 4 products at once is the bomb. They will have a product experience. And people that they work with and are around will notice a difference in those people. And it doesn't take long when you put them on. I mean, you got to understand, most people are eating absolute crap for breakfast. They're not eating at all. So now we're putting in really good nutrition. Nobody's getting the vitamins they need. Now we're giving them that. Everybody's dehydrated. Now we're giving them that. And 8 out of 10 people in America don't sleep well. And we go to work on that. And, as we wade off into this with 100% money back guarantee, hey, come do the experience for a month. Tell me it didn't make a difference in your life, and we'll give you your money back. What you got to lose? Well, you could lose a Starbucks cup of coffee. That's what you could lose. That's what, we're working on price-wise. This thing being the cost per day to be on the experience being the same as a Venti Starbucks triple shot latte.
Wow.
So, yeah, you're going to be impressed on the 10th, and I know that's basically all we talked about tonight. But right now, let's your folk get everything you can to that. You're practicing your skills, practicing your questions. Work on it in front of a mirror. The mirror is your best training partner. If you're not sure how to do your asking, stand in front of a mirror and ask it to yourself for 15 times. You'll get good at it. If you can't talk to yourself in the mirror, who can you talk to? You're not going to dog cuss yourself. So, stand in front of the mirror, talk to yourself. Get good at your sentences, at what you're going to say to people, so that when it comes time to say it, you just say it. You don't have any trouble. You said it 100 times. Ain't no big deal. You just say it. People ask me all the time, how do you get that? I've said it 100 times. When? To myself. I talk to myself. I know people look at me funny driving down the road. I'm talking to myself. I'm practicing. I know people now, they probably think I'm talking on the phone to somebody, but I'm not. I'm talking to myself. Sometimes I'm on the phone, but a lot of times I'm talking to myself. So, guys, I'm proud of you guys. I'm just excited. I'm sitting here grinning ear to ear. I pop on this call, and like I said, there's 9 people. You guys are working on this together. That's just awesome. Just absolutely awesome. So, enjoy your holiday weekend, but anybody that you've got on the team, around the team, start that text list. People, just reminding them to be there on the 10th. I'm going to be a little obnoxious about it with people. I'm sure I'll get some text back. Yeah, all right already. But you know what? It's okay. If every once in a while somebody doesn't tell you you're pushing a little too far, then you're not pushing it far enough.
This thing is this how much does it cost to go to this?
To go to the 10th?
Yes.
Doesn't cost anything. It's it's an online. Logan will be broadcasting. If you're here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can go live, but it doesn't cost anything.
And Lori, we're going up to Franklin. It's a free event. We're all going to go up there to the gym.
Okay, because to invite several people to go, and I just needed to know if there was going to be an expense.
Yeah, it's not going to cost them. It's not going to cost them a dime.
Okay, very good.
And at the gym in Franklin, they should have. All we had to do was get 30 people to like the Facebook invite, and they get the new flavor of Hydrate to have for everybody to try.
Oh, we'll make that happen.
Yeah, make sure that there's 30.
Absolutely.
Check in. Yeah, make that happen. But it's not going to free event. You know. So how far are you guys from Franklin? Are you close to Carter's place, or?
It's about
An hour.
Okay, not too bad. Well, it'd be worth it to get together and do that as a group, man. I'm proud of you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
It's an honor. Thanks for. So, we won't keep beating the horse tonight, man. You guys keep doing what you're doing. One of the things, if you'd like, now that you're going, I know you're headed down this personal growth and development path together. If we want to do this, if coming up to this call, if you guys got some core questions or something, you want to send me a text a couple of days before and say, hey, we'd really like to talk about this. That's okay too. I'll tell you how I deal with whatever your this is in network marketing. Or at the point in the book, you're going through certain things. Maybe, we talk about, okay, how do I deal with those things? Because we all deal with the same things. It's all the same issues. It's all the same. It's just how you deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And whether you let it bother you or not, whether you take it personal or not. And so.
Hey, Mike,
yes, sir.
Could I ask a real quick question about that?
Sure.
Appreciate it. How do you handle people that kind of, well, I'm interested, and it just feels like they're kind of dragging their feet. Yeah, I'm interested, and they'll even bring it up, but they won't ever do anything. Is there a good way to handle that?
Yep. You say, hey, we've had 5 or 6 conversations about this, and we always kind of dance around it, but for whatever reason, we're not doing anything about it. Am I bothering you? Would you like me to quit talking to you about it, or are you ready to move forward and let's get you started? You have to just be real direct with them. And if they say, no, you're not bothering me, and it's, well, what is it? Then I start asking, is it money? If you don't have, I get it, man. Sometimes things are, no, it's not that. Well, is it, your spouse or something? You've done 5 or 6 other things, and you're afraid if you do this that you're start asking questions. And quite often, if you just ask a couple, they'll give up and tell you what the real reason is. And then you can deal with it one way or another. But I'm a believer now. I'm looking at people, and I like I had a couple up at the office tonight at my meeting that I brought, and we get done. I just said, look, man, I really appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much. You honored me, giving me time tonight, but I got to ask you a quick question. Are we ready to get started? Do you want me to leave you alone for a week, 2 weeks, or are you just not interested? And I stopped talking. And I'm looking at both of them. They're looking at each other. Well, honey, what do you think? She says, well, why wouldn't we want to get on ID Nutrition? I said, well, here's my question. Do you want the 30% discount? Are you become a distributor, or are you just going to be my customer? So now it's not a question of are we starting, it's how. Well, if we're both going to take the product, we might as well be a distributor. I said, okay, remember I asked you a question in my meeting. Who do you hate bad enough that you don't want to tell about ID Nutrition? And they laughed. And I said, no, serious. Who's, you got Uncle Henry? Is there somebody you don't want to tell? Well, no, not really. So great. Let's flip it around. Who's the first 10 people we're going to tell? Get out your phone. Let's make your list. Who are we going to talk to? Who are we going to invite to the 10th? Right now, it's all I'm doing is getting people to invite people. Come show up. Because like you get people to that meeting in Franklin at the gym, and whether there's 30 people there or 50 or 150, you get people around a group of like-minded, excited individuals. Well, it's infectious. People want to be a part of that group. I mean, I'd want to be a part of y'all's group I'm sitting there listening tonight, y'all working on being better. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? So and you so headed in the right direction, but just so back to your question, don't be afraid to be direct. They're not going to tell you no, and even if it's not now, it's not no forever. It's just not now, and it's okay. Until somebody says, look, I just don't want to talk about that anymore, they'll talk about it. Everybody's recruitable on the right day of the year. You just got to be in front of them. The mistake people make is they quit talking to people. If nobody's telling you talk about ID life too much, then you're not talking about it enough. If people aren't telling you, hey, I don't want to hear it, no disrespect, but I know you're doing that. I know you're passionate about it. Okay, I can honor your request, which probably means for me, you just won't spend any time around me. Easy decision for me. This is what I do. I help people be stronger, better, faster. If you're not interested in that, I'm probably not going to spend a lot of time with you. So, all right, guys, I appreciate your time this evening. If you got specific stuff you want to do, I'm going to try to tune in, get here earlier and go through the chapter of your book. So what you're moving on next week to chapter 2?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep. The first skill as far as finding prospects. So I have a question about that if you have another minute.
Sure.
What have you had the most success with as far as recruiting people? Are they cold leads or warm leads?
Yes. It's equal. So okay. You got to get to the point where you mess with everybody. It's a game. When you're pumping gas, pull in next to somebody that's got a nice car and say, hey, you had that car for long? So I pull up across the pump from a guy who's got a shiny black BMW. I said, is that your first BMW or are you a BMW guy? That's my third one. Oh, man, okay, cool. So you really like what you like so much about BMWs? Why you? And he talks for a few minutes and goes on. I said, you know what? You sound like a pretty sharp guy. You mind? I get paid to ask people questions. You mind if I ask you a question? He said, you get paid to ask. He said, yeah. Can I ask you a question? He said, okay. I said, when it comes to money or your health right now at this stage of your life, are you working more on accumulating money or making sure that you're healthy long term? And he said, well, man, I'm working on both. I work out every day. I do this, but I'm really passionate about it. I said, man, that's interesting. Most people don't say both. They pick one or the other. But you know what? If I sent you, give me your email or your phone, I'll text it or email it, a real short little video about your money and your health. Would you do me I know you just met me, but would you watch it? He said, yeah, what is it? I said, well, if I send it to you, watch it, you'll know. So I didn't talk anything about ID nutrition. So he's got a decision now. He's either going to give me his contact information so I can send him a video or not.
Right.
Okay? So what's my game? The game is, can I get the email address?
Okay.
That's the game. Then you can plug them into Steve Carter's, whatever you want to do. Now, my ultimate game is to get their cell phone number. That's my game. I got over 3,000 cell phone numbers in my phone.
Wow.
3,000. Because I play the game. It's just a game. Can I get your number? Can you get a total stranger to give you their cell phone number?
Yeah.
Once you start playing, it's fun. Fun game. Because it pays really well. And then you just keep talking to people. And I got so many, I forget about people. I mean, they're in my, I always scrolling through my phone like, oh man, I can't believe I was supposed to call that guy back 2 months ago. And I'll call him back. Man, I'm so sorry. You kind of got bare. I know we were talking, and I just kind of, he said, yeah, I wondered if he's ever going to call me back. I said, well, here I am. I said, you know, obviously you can tell things are busy for me now. My business is exploding. Listen, instead of me chasing you, would you mind, can we go have a cup of coffee or something? And I'd really like to get to know you better, but I really think you'd be interested in what I do. And at that point, I'm just straight to the point. Can we sit down? Can we get together? Yes or no? If he says no, great. Talk to somebody else. You got 3,000 numbers in your phone. You got somebody to talk to. But you got to start playing the game so you can get there, right?
Right.
So start the game now. Can I add a phone number a day? You just got to practice talking to people. What's the worst thing happens? They say no. Okay, I get in my car, I laugh, I go on to the next one. You know, next time you go to get gas, don't pull in by yourself, pull in, pump next to somebody. Find a question to ask. Hey, you from around here? You know, I talk to people all the time that I never even try to ask them for that. I've already made a decision. I'm not interested in them. I just play the game. How far can I take it? How much information will they tell me about themselves? You'd be amazed. Total stranger, man. I start telling you a whole lot of stuff. Once they start talking, it's pretty easy to say, hey, you know what, man? We got a lot of you know, you might really be interested in what I do. You want to have a cup of coffee? Okay. Be all right if I text you a quick video? You the kind of person that keeps their options open when it comes to extra income? I mean, there's so many sentences you're going to get a bunch of stuff thrown at you here if you guys are working on this. But,
yeah,
you know, it's whatever's comfortable for you. I love my deal right now, you know, which is more important, money or your health, because people will talk. Keep them talking. It's just my pet sentence now. And it'll work so good that I'll change it just because I'll get bored with it. But if you can learn not to do that, you'll be better off.
Yeah.
And
when it's working real good, don't change it.
When you come out of with what's more important, money or your health? Money's important to people up till they're about 30 or 35, and then health becomes.
Absolutely. You ask a baby boomer, 99 out of 100 of them are going to say health.
Yeah.
And your response is, man, I know just exactly how you feel. Me too. Man, have you ever had any health? Then I'll say, have you ever had a health scare? You got anything going on? And they're total strangers telling me about their diabetes and their, you know, it's hilarious. And then I'll be sitting there smiling. I said, I'd say something funny. I said, no, you can't believe how good this is going to go for you. I'll look at people. I say, you're so lucky you met me today.
You know,
I said, no, I'm not kidding. Yeah, I'm about to give you a gift. Well, what do you mean you're going to give me a gift? I'm going to let you go take an assessment for free that's going to change the way you live the rest of your life. Really? Yeah, I need your cell phone number. I'll text it to you. See, it's just, you'll notice it just flows because it's a game. Now, the first time you do it, it's not going to flow. But that's okay. Second time will be better. The third time will be better. By the fourth or fifth time, you'll be cooking with gas. Here's the problem. Most people never get to the fifth time. Then get over yourself. It ain't no big deal. Nobody's going to hurt you. Nobody's going to take anything away from you.
Right.
But you're taking it away from yourself by not trying.
Mm.
The only difference between me and you right now is I've been trying longer. That's the only difference. Well, and I'm going to say,
you know, so you've got to be able to get past rejection.
yeah, well, that's the problem. See, being rejected means you took offense. You choose whether or not to be offended. I mean, I don't let anybody reject me. They're not rejecting me. They're rejecting taking the assessment. They're rejecting the opportunity I just gave them. But, you know,
That's right.
and I just go right on. But, you know, just to give you guys an idea. Okay. I mean, I talk to a lot of people about this business, and, you know, I'm talking to you guys, but just so you know, I walk the walk and talk the talk. I mean, you know, the position I have down under me that's in my wife's name. So my position's, you know, I'm got my top, but I got my wife in the system. So we've been building that spot now for a year. That's down under her, but, you know, building not my main spot, but my second spot hit VP last night. So I've built I'm at presidential, I'm in there, but I've built another spot already to VP this year. And it's just, I just go out and play the game. It's a game to me. It's not, you know, if I play the game every day, I win. It's just that simple. And if you read Tony Robbins' book about money, all the billionaires talk about accumulating money. They call it the game. It's playing a game. They play to win. And when you start thinking about it that way, then it's not, you're not nervous. You don't care. You just go play. You go have fun. It ought to be fun. You ought to be smiling and laughing. And I get paid to mess with people. It's hilarious.
Hey, Mike,
I got the greatest job in the world.
This is Scott.
Yeah.
So in terms of just kind of a strategy, would you recommend that, like, for husband and wife, that you build one position as good as you can before you start on the next one, or you just try to build them equally and divide up?
I had both positions, but I wasn't focused. You know, you need to get one up and functioning before you try to do two.
Okay.
But the fact that the company will let you put your spouse in and build under, you know, you just get the double dip. You know, it's real simple. I sponsored that spot, so I get to check match at 20%. So its check jumped up. You know, it was a pretty nice 4-figure check last night. Well, that means I get a 20% match, you know, on that check, which, you know, the check's $4,000. The match is $800.
So you build the one on top first?
Yep. You build the one on top first. Absolutely, you do.
So what level did you get the first one before you started building the second one?
Well, the second one's been there the whole time, but I wasn't aggressively working on it.
Okay.
I kind of came out of the closet about 6 months ago, and we started really building. And I closed my consulting business down, and I could actually go public. So we've been working hard for about 6 months. So pretty, you know, it's just fun. It's fun. You just go have fun with it, and use your third-party influences. Expose people to as many other people in this business. You guys are blessed. You got Dr. Roberts up there in your area. You know, use me, use my brother, use Darlene. She's happy to get on the phone. You got women. If you're not using her and getting her on the phone with them, You know, she'll do calls with you all day. You got tons of resources. Use them. Don't be afraid to ask for phone numbers. If you need phone numbers, y'all tell me whose you need. I'll get them and just share them amongst yourselves. If you don't have Darlene's number, if you don't know how to text Scott, I'll get that stuff to you. Just tell me what you need.
Can you tell me who Darlene is? I'm sorry.
So Darlene is your upline national presidential. She's also Scott Unclebach's wife. Scott's an owner. So she's my direct upline.
Okay.
And so you guys know 80% of the women in America that make six figures do it in network marketing, right?
I did not know that.
80%. Well, Darlene's one, yeah, here she's making six figures and a woman. So if you're talking to other women and you would like to put them on the phone with a successful six-figure network marketing earner, you have one in your upline that you could use every day if you want to.
Wow.
So she's available.
All right, thank you.
And so, all right, guys, everybody have a wonderful evening. I don't want to keep you late. If you got some stuff you want to be specific about or you're reading about that we want to talk about next week, I'd be honored and love to do that. If not, I got, you know, since you're talking about prospecting, maybe you're reading about that. Maybe that's what we should talk about next week. I'll give you some other things I do to prospect. We can talk a little bit about social media too, about how to and not to prospect on social media.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, guys. Everybody have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
All right. Be blessed. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.